Hello, thinkers and Thorians. My name is TBSkyne, and welcome back to Mass Effect, where we have cleared the colony of Pharos of a little bit of a mind control alien plant infestation situation, or, well, rather, I guess we've helped a human infestation kill off the native life of that planet, which, you know, morally complicated thing to have done, but that was reported to the council, talked to some party members, and at this point, we really only have side quests and going to Vermeer, and I'm gonna leave going to Vermeer for just another moment or three as we go and deal with some of these side quests, which we can probably skip through a little bit because they're generally speaking not that interesting. Anyway, let's start in the Matano system in the Maroon Sea cluster. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander, I'm glad you were in the area. We've got an emergency situation, and you're the only one I can trust to get the job done.
How can I help, Admiral?
Biotic fanatics have hit a medical research station with a psychotropic drug. The drugs have temporarily driven researchers crazy, and the biotics are effectively using them as human shields.
So if I shoot everything that moves, a lot of researchers are gonna die.
Exactly. A normal team could handle the biotics, but a lot of innocent researchers would die during the operation. That's why I contacted you. I'm hoping you can keep the casualties to a minimum.
I'll do everything within my power to bring those researchers back safely, Admiral.
I know you will, Commander. I'm sending you the station coordinates now. Fifth Fleet out.
Admiral Hackett once again. Right then, let's survey some planets. There's some light metal on this one. To the planet Chaska! Chaska is a large but low-density world, fundamentally similar to its inner neighbor Inti. Like Inti, Chaska is tightly locked to Matano. The same side always faces the sun, resulting in a scorching day side and a frozen night side. In the temperate areas around the Terminator, temperatures average around 30 Celsius. Combined with a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, this slender band of habitable terrain allows limited colonization by humans. Chaska's ring is unique. It appears to be, for lack of a better term, a massive piece of alien installation art. The rings are made of small pieces of synthetic material and are almost invisible from space. From the ground, they catch and scatter the light of Matano in picturesque ways. It is not known who created the ring or when. Chaska is in a very early development, with little more than a few pioneer teams scattered across the surface. Information is being collated about native hazards and ecology while a massive colonist recruiting drive is gearing up back on Earth. 150 people live there, huh?
Let's go drive a car and shoot at things!
Message coming in from the brass at Arcturus. Patching it through.
Normandy, Admiral Hackett here. We're getting reports of a marked increase in geth activity in the Skyllian Verge. Surveillance drones have identified geth outposts on 4 different planets in the Armstrong cluster. We need someone to take them out.
We have any idea what they're after?
Hard to say. They may be just gathering intel on us. Or maybe they're setting up staging grounds for hit-and-run attacks on human colonies.
It could be the first wave of an invasion.
Let's hope not. We need someone to investigate this, Shepard. Finding Saren is still your top priority, but you've got experience fighting the geth. You're the logical choice to take out these outposts. We're transmitting all the locations of known geth outposts in the Armstrong cluster to the Normandy now. Admiral Hackett out.
I expect one of these outposts to be the main base of operations for this incursion.
Hold on. This receiver's picking up some kind of transmission. Based on the signal strength, I'd say it's coming from inside this star cluster.
It must be a message from the primary geth base. We can use the signal to lock onto its location and take them out.
I cannot begin to tell you how tedious this entire process was. How much frickin' MAKO driving I have had to do. I've been recording for an hour, and literally nothing interesting has happened until that final bit of dialogue. Oh my god. Oh my god, the side quests in this game. Actually, where is that final geth base? Let's just find out. Tell me. Grissom System, Armstrong Nebula. Okay. They recorded voice lines for this. Why did they do that? Why did they record voice lines for it? Why did they make it so long? And so, like, it just... Man, I'd forgotten how much of this game just feels like padding. Like, just... padding. Not like, nothing about the MAKO missions feels like it's designed to engage you or to, like, to provide you with any kind of gameplay experience. It's just you drive across these utterly featureless nothing burgers of, like, random bump map planets, and you just, like, you enter occasionally, like, copied prefabricated structures that you've entered, like, 15 times before. And sometimes you shoot something. Like so. Hi. But it's just repetition. Like, it's just over and over and over and over again. You're doing the exact same stuff. Apparently this is a geth base. We're supposed to believe. And I have at this point just set the combat difficulty to casual because, like, I would like to have my time respected. There we go. As the last geth falls, you hear music from across the room. On the monitor, a Quarian stands before a hushed crowd, warbling a mournful a cappella of worlds and innocence lost. The recorded song is dispatched to the geth worlds behind the Perseus Veil. The transmitter shuts down. A singing Quarian, huh? You discover a number of encrypted geth data files. In the proper hands, they could reveal much about the evolution of the geth since the banishment of the Quarians. Well, I guess Tali will have some use for that. And that's that. Look, it's definitely a geth base now, and not a normal human base that they just, like, almost kind of vaguely did a little bit of reskinning on. Okay, that was one fucking side quest. But it does give us an opportunity to have a conversation with Tali. Yay! Which might make it all worth it, because Tali is my girl. Tali, here, have some data.
Shepard, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Is something wrong?
You know the data you took from those geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control? I want a copy of it.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Saren. But my people need this.
You think you can use this information to destroy your enemy?
Not right away. We will need to study it. It could take years, but it will give us new insight into how the geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
Go ahead, make a copy.
My people, I owe you a great debt, one I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Saren and his geth armies are defeated.
I never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard.
Hooray! We gave Tali some geth data that turned out to be useful for her pilgrimage. Yay! That means it was all worth it. It's just like, that could have been like, maybe 1 or 2 slightly more focused missions. Instead of like these 4 completely randomly generated copy-paste jobs. But like, I feel like either at BioWare...
Message from Admiral Hackett, Commander.
Okay.
Patching it through.
We just received your report. Looks like this geth incursion was bigger than we thought. They were probably preparing for a major offensive in the system. We're increasing patrols in the Armstrong cluster to make sure they can't establish another foothold in the region. Nice job, Shepard. You saved a lot of human lives on this mission. Hack it out.
Yeah, cool. It feels a lot like at BioWare either that they had this grand ambition about like wanting to take a whole galaxy for you to explore. You can go everywhere and you can like explore planets and this stuff, and it just kind of outstripped what they had the budget to do. Or perhaps like the thing that happened was that like they just didn't have like that EA was pressuring them. This game needs to be at least 100 hours long or whatever to justify the $60 price tag or something along those ridiculous lines. Maybe that's what it was. Like, it's just that they needed to pad the runtime of the game. Okay, Gemini Sigma cluster and DIS system in Hades Gamma. Han system in Gemini Sigma, DIS Hades Gamma. Okay. Because, like, absolutely nothing about the MAKO missions, for the most part, feels designed. Like, it doesn't feel like anyone made it. It doesn't feel like it feels like someone just kind of plopped down the minimum amount of assets to make it work, like, so that you could theoretically play it. And then just kind of went, okay, well, we don't have time to design anything here. We'll just have to, okay, plop that down there, plop that down there, plop that down there. Cool, now there's 3 points of interest on this map. Move on to the next 460 other identical, or rather randomly generated planet maps, and put 3 markers down on it so that players have something to go and interact with. And it's like, it feels so superfluous and pointless and repetitive. Endlessly repetitive. Because every single map you land on, there's always, oh yeah, here we have, like, anomaly, and a crashed escape pod, and some debris. And just, like, go and find those things that are lying around on the map, or whatever. And, like, all you get from most of the things that you interact with, like, the only thing is just you get more loot. You just get more things, randomly generated items of some item level or another. That's, like... And it's mostly just trash. Like, it's just broadly useless copies of things that you already have, because there are so many of them. Like, you get so overloaded with garbage that nothing you pick up has any consequence. It's like, oh, hey, I got a weapon that does 2 more points of damage per second or whatever. Woo. Like, nothing feels like it has any meaning or consequence. Like, for example, this right here. This is a carbon copy of the same mine shaft, that we found on the Liara mission. Like, it's just the same thing. They just plopped it down on a different planet. And again, from a story perspective, it makes sense, that, like, in the sense of, oh, it's a prefabricated mine shaft that you can sort of take to any planet and you can plop it down into the bedrock or whatever. Which, like, yeah, sure, fine. But it's still, like, why would I want to have that be the gameplay experience of playing in the Mass Effect galaxy? Like, I didn't go on this grand space opera to experience the prefabricated environments. Like, to experience prefabricated identical environments of the most boring possible variety. I went on this space adventure to see all the wonders and magic that outer space has to offer, you know? Actually, it's the kind of feeling that you get from an asset flip. That's what it is. It's the feeling you get when you play, like you remember when asset flips were big on Steam, and you'd, like, download a game and it would just be, like, this, like, empty recycled bunch of assets plopped down into a map with nothing happening. And yet, like, it would just be, like, this empty feeling. This feeling of nothing being there, of, like, nothing being there, nothing happening. No sense of design, no sense of intentionality, just things which are interactable, but just kind of exist. And so what you get is rooms like this, like the enemy bases like this, that are just like, I've been through these 14 times before with exactly the same layout of items and boxes, like exactly the same things existing in the environment, being stuff that I'm fighting around and moving around. And all it is, like, we're told in terms of story, right, that, like, this is like a dangerous crime syndicate for these very bad mercenary dude badasses, like, who run these big crime organizations or whatever. And they need to be stopped for the security and the safety of the galaxy and other things. But all it is just like, oh, well, this is the same room I found on that, like, the space colony where, like, there were farmers living, and this is the same room I found when I was going to destroy the rogue VI on the moon, and it was the same room it's exactly the same fucking rooms, and it's exactly the same fucking room layouts over and over and over and over again. And it just becomes tedious because, like, there's no sense of environmental storytelling. There's no sense of, oh, what were these dangerous black market mercenary badass dudes doing here? They apparently just standing around in some rooms with 15 other guys in armor with their weapons out, waiting for someone to wander in so they could start shooting at them. Like, it's so superfluous. It feels so empty. At least this was before companies discovered the sell booster packs to, like, make experience gain faster thing that Ubisoft has become so fond of. So, like, EA weren't trying to sell you Mass Effect booster packs where you could, like, speed up your leveling up so you had to do fewer of the completely empty, pointless side quests. So that's something. Right, let's go see Helena Blake.
Economic performance, ExoGeni has announced that its research colony on Pharos is finally returning a profit. New discoveries and a dedicated colonization effort have finally paid off for ExoGeni. ExoGeni stock rose sharply with the announcement, with investors pleased at this surprising news.
There's another thing, too, which is that in this game, so many of your party members are optional. Like, Garrus is optional, Tali is essentially optional, Rex is optional. That, like, you can tell that they, like, a lot of the game has to be coded around the idea that they might not be there, which means that if they have any, like, special skills that really come in handy about do a thing, like, they can't be crucial to the plot. Like, they can't be important to, like, oh, you must have this person with you in order to do the thing, because maybe you don't have the person with you, and then that content just gets locked off from you, which can be very frustrating. But the result of it, of course, is that, you know... Where the hell's Helena Blake? This is where we met her before. Oh, I have to go to the Fortuna system in the Horsehead Nebula to meet... Okay, not back to the Citadel. I have to go to the Horsehead Nebula. Oh, okay. Sure. I'll do that. What the hell is she doing here, then? Like, why is she here?
Hello again, Commander Shepard. I owe you a debt of gratitude. With my former partners dead, this syndicate is now mine. I could not have done it without you.
I killed them because they deserved it. Now I'm placing you under arrest.
Surely you don't think that necessary. Under my leadership, this organization will restrict itself to gambling and smuggling illegal technologies. These crimes are hardly worth your time. If you press the issue, my assistants are very well equipped to deal with you.
Oh, I don't think so.
This gang has a reputation for drugs and slaving. It's too late to change that.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps this organization has been so tainted by those two idiots that it cannot be redeemed. If I disband the gang, I walk away freely. I have not come so far to be arrested. I would die before going to prison. I would most certainly kill before going to prison. Now, do we have a deal?
You're free to go. I don't ever want to see this gang again. If I do...
You won't. I'm not so foolish as to break my word to a Spectre. Now, if you'll excuse me, my men become nervous in the presence of law enforcement agents. Goodbye, Shepard.
You really could just have put her on, like, the Citadel. In, like, a private hotel apartment where she has her people, and then you can get into, like, a fight with them and kill them or whatever. Anyway, we spared her because, well, it comes up. It gets interesting.
Message coming in, Commander. Big surprise. The Alliance needs you again.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command. We've got a mission for you. An Alliance officer named Major Kyle has set up a small compound in the Hulking Eta cluster. He's attracted a number of followers, mostly biotics. He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.
Oh, so the critic of the military-industrial complex is mentally unstable, is he? Mm-hmm.
What kind of proof do you have that the Major is dangerous?
3 days ago, we sent 2 Alliance representatives to meet with him at his compound. They've disappeared. We believe Kyle and his followers killed them. That compound is a cult, Shepard. They call him Father Kyle now. He set himself up as some kind of religious leader.
What else can you tell me about Major Kyle?
He used to be a model soldier, but something happened to him at Torfin. Too many Alliance soldiers died under his command. Couldn't cope with the guilt. His psych evaluations showed he couldn't handle the stress of command anymore. He was given an honorable discharge and early retirement. We'd hoped he would get better in time, but we underestimated how far gone he was. Now it looks like it's too late.
You said his followers were biotics?
Yes. Major Kyle never showed any biotic tendencies himself, though. I think he's just latched onto a group he identifies with. Many biotics feel marginalized or ostracized by society. Kyle probably sees them as victims who need his protection, and they see him as someone who will fight for them. Unfortunately, he's convinced them that the Alliance is somehow responsible for all their problems. We can't let him go on like this.
Mm-hmm.
What were those Alliance representatives going to talk to Major Kyle about?
They wanted to bring him back to an Alliance facility for treatment. Major Kyle served us faithfully for many years. We weren't going to abandon him. Given his state of mind, however, he probably saw them as a threat. We're almost certain he had his followers killed him.
I might be able to end this without violence.
You served with him. He might listen to you. But he's already killed 2 Alliance representatives. I trust you to use your judgment. Hack it out.
Wow, funny how the military is just absolutely no complicity in any of it. Oh, we were just all trying to totally do the right thing by this intensely PTSD-addled victim of trauma whomst we didn't help. Which is like, oh, early retirement, discharge, bye, not our problem anymore. And then it's like, oh, we were trying to be. Anyway, I'm bringing a real world lens to the space fantasy game, which is the other thing about Mass Effect, is that like so much science fiction, it has an element of military propaganda over it. But yeah, the shape that military propaganda, especially American military propaganda, tends to take is one where it recognizes that, oh yeah, no, absolutely, there are bad apples and there are bad people and like bad things happen because of the military. But it always happens because of a corruption of the military's values, right? Like it's always because someone like took a good idea too far, or like went off the rails, or like they corrupted the good and true thing that the military really stands for, and typically it's up to the heroes to sort of redeem those ideals or demonstrate their superiority in some way or another. And like that's usually the shape that kind of propaganda takes, where it's not about like outright flatly denying that anything could ever possibly be wrong in any way, shape, or form, but denying that there could be a ingrown, systemic, fundamental problem with the entire structure of the military-industrial complex, or the military as an institution of power. Where the argument is always like, well, if it's handled correctly, if the right people are in charge, and if we truly believe in the ideals and we really pursue them with an honest heart and and good intentions, then it can definitely be good. Which is not a settled quest. Like it treats that as a settled thing. I think obviously like yeah. But if we just like restore ideals and honor and kindness and whatever, which is definitely built in and definitely how it's supposed to function, then it can be good. It can definitely be good. Which is where which is this. So the denial is not that there can be problems, but the denial is that the problems are intractable, that the problems are built in, that the problems are related to the nature of the thing, ingrown. And that there would be some kind of requirement of a complete, essentially a complete teardown of the established. Like, at best, it would need to be torn down completely and rebuilt from the ground up, and that's the thing that it denies.
I need to talk to the man in charge. It's important.
Father Kyle wants nothing more to do with the Alliance.
I want this to end peacefully. If he doesn't see me, people could get hurt.
We won't let you take Father Kyle away. He protects us. We need him.
The Alliance wants someone to pay for those murders. Let me speak to Major Kyle, and maybe I can find some way to help you all get out of this alive.
Wait. Father Kyle will speak with you. Head to the building at the far end of the compound. He'll meet you there.
Definitely not a trap. Cultists. Let's try and not get into a firefight, I guess. As we wander through this copy-pasted set of rooms again.
I am Major Kyle. I know why you've come. We have no quarrel with you. Why can't you just leave us alone?
What happened to those other Alliance officers? The ones who came before me?
They wanted to take me away from here. They wanted me to abandon this place, turn my back on my family. They spoke blasphemy. I did what I could to make their end quick and painless. I had no other choice. It was necessary to protect my children. Only I can keep them safe.
The Alliance sent me to bring you in, Major. Can't you see this has gotten out of hand? Don't you understand you are endangering your followers?
I respect that you have come under a banner of peace, but I cannot do as you ask. If you take away their father, my children will be helpless.
You ordered your followers to kill those Alliance investigators. You must face the consequences of your actions. Do you really want your children to suffer for your sins too?
No, this was my fault. My children are innocent, pure. Please, I never meant for this to happen. I'm sorry.
You're doing the right thing, Major. Your children will be better off for it. Come on.
Wait, if my children see you taking me away, they won't understand. They will attack and you will be forced to kill them all. You have shown me the error of my ways, Commander. Now you must give me time to explain it to them. It is the only way they will understand. Please, give me 1 hour. After that, I will meet the Alliance authorities at the gates of my compound and surrender without violence. I give you my word.
Well, that sure was easy to talk the crazy, mentally unstable lunatic man who was so crazy that he murdered people into just,
I'm gonna trust you. If you betray that trust, you and all your children will suffer.
I will not betray you, Commander. Thank you for this.
Joker can have the 5th Fleet pick Major Kyle up. I just hope you know what you're doing, Commander.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well, at least there was a conversation attached to this, like an NPC who had an actual story, sorta. Okay.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Admiral Hackett here, Commander. Your helmsman just forwarded your report on Major Kyle. We sent in a team as you instructed. Kyle's followers have disbanded, and the Major surrendered to us without incident. We'll make sure he gets the help he needs. To be honest, Shepard, I thought this thing was going to end in a bloodbath. I don't know how you did it, but you saved a lot of lives. Congratulations.
Good for me. Anyway, I believe that ends the side quest extravaganza that we've had in this particular episode. Not the most compelling of episodes of this series, but a bunch of stuff that kind of needed to get done, I suppose. I'm doing a poor job of selling my own series to you here. Yeah, no, we had so much fun. It was so compelling and good, and I wasn't complaining the whole time about it at all, and I didn't fast forward past like 99% of it. It was just all me driving around the MAKO doing the same thing over and over again. No, it was good times in Mass Effect 1. Whee! Mass Effect 2 cannot come fast enough, but next episode, my friends, I promise you the story will pick up. We're gonna go to Vermeer, where things will happen. Anyway, if you have enjoyed hanging out in the world of Mass Effect with me for a bit, then you can hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons down below. Algorithm reasons for that make number go up. Algorithm happy. Yeah. And I have a Patreon and merchandise store at a tip jar. You can use them if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It helps me pay my rent and for the editor who helps me with some of the videos on this channel. So, you know, it's there. Thanks for watching. Wear a mask, wash your hands, take the vaccine, and try to act with solidarity towards those who are working to make the world a better place.